Hi there and welcome back to the class. It's almost as if you never left, huh? Remember a couple of weeks ago I mentioned to you that I wanted to do something called the Perfect Teenager Project? The idea was that we were going to take a look at how the media portrays teenagers and also how the media's portrayal of teenagers and people your age too, you know, the preteens, how the media's portrayal of you changes the way you think about yourself. And maybe how the way you present yourself changes the way the media portrays you. So what I want to do tonight is start off that exploration. What I want to start that off with tonight is thinking about the ultimate teenager. Okay? Not necessarily the person you would see, I don't know, on a sitcom on ABC Spark or the Disney Channel or something like that. But if you thought about what would be the perfect teenage boy and the perfect teenage girl, what are the words you would use to describe those? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. In a second, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and go ahead and do this. You're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. What I want you to do is draw up a T-chart. Okay, you remember T-charts, right? They're line across, line down. You have two different sides, right? You got the idea. What I want you to do is on the left-hand side, say girls at the top, and on the right-hand side, say boys. And now this is just between you and I. We're not going to compare this in class. This is to get an idea of where your head's already at. What I want you to do is on the girls' side, and only single words now, write down all the words that you think describe the perfect teenager. And on the boys' side, do the same thing. Okay? Now it could be body image, it could be attitude, it could be anything you want. Whatever you think describes the perfect teenager. Write it all down. Okay? So I'm going to ask you to pause the video now. When you come back, I'm going to introduce the video that I want you to see that was produced by teenagers about this very subject. Okay, so pause it now and do the T-chart. Go ahead. Oh, you're done? Okay. And if you didn't put me on pause, you saw me whistling away. Okay. Here's the video that I want you to watch. It's about how slightly older teenagers, like people in 15, 16, think about themselves, but also a little bit of information about what people from 12 and up think about themselves, especially when it comes to body image. What I'd like you to do is watch this video and think about it. Do your words that you chose to describe the perfect girl and the perfect boy really fit some of the ways that these people describe themselves and what they think is the perfect teenager? Okay? Watch the video and I'll be right back when it's over.
I'm so unhappy with myself, and the world is so shallow that it's taught me that my body is who I am. My appearance is who I am, but I don't like the me inside.
I always want to get bigger, more cut, more defined, everything. I'm never usually satisfied with my body image.
I always feel like I can get stronger and bigger. I actually feel like I still need to get bigger.
I don't think any teenager can look in the mirror and say that they love themselves completely.
It's just constantly on everyone's mind.
Everyone's worried about what other people think about you.
What they say and think kind of influences how you feel about yourself.
I had one friend who I was really close with who was a horrible influence on me to begin with, but she actually would tell me that I was fat and that I was the fatter one.
You start thinking all the time in your head, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat.
And after a while, if you really think that, you're gonna start seeing it.
Some of the influence comes from their peers, but I think most of it's from media, like magazines or television.
The most common diet mistakes: how to look 5 pounds thinner.
It's not a health magazine, that's a way to make money.
You're not sitting there thinking, oh, that's airbrush, oh, that's fixed. You're not thinking about that, you're thinking about, why don't I look that way? And it does make you feel really bad.
You see the way that they look, they have the muscles, they're popular, and you're just like, maybe I need to look like that.
Whenever they close up on any of the players, like basketball players or football players, you see them, you look at their arms and their bodies, it's like you just see nothing but muscle.
And they think, okay, if I gotta succeed, I gotta be that big.
And they think they can't do it naturally, so they your steroids.
For us to worry about our body image like 24/7 is not really good for anybody because it makes us lose focus on other things that we have going on in life.
Yeah, I would start like hiding food. Like I'd be like, oh, I'm getting this piece of pizza for my friend, but in reality I knew it was for me because I just didn't want to be judged.
Probably lost like 10 pounds of body weight, and like everybody's like, your shirt used to be tighter, what happened to you?
You tend to lose control and you feel like your body is the only thing you can control.
And I think that that's why I take it out of my body, because it's so much more straightforward.
Everything else becomes so distant for you and you can't focus on anything.
And you really don't think about like the future, you think of the present, like it won't mess up my life, and really it will.
It becomes an obsession. You know, you're never good enough for yourself.
That's some powerful stuff. A bunch of people, all of those kids seemed normal, you know, attractive young people, and every single one of them said, and from every age group too, that they didn't feel good enough. The question is, now that you've seen that video, would you choose any of the words that you wrote down to describe the perfect teenager who's a girl and the perfect teenager who's a boy? Okay. The second part of this is exactly that. What I want you to do in a different colored ink, if you've written in pencil, write this one in pen, or vice versa. If you've done it in blue, do it in red, I don't care. Mark down any words that you'd want to either replace, mark down any words that you would like to change, mark down any words that you think have been changed simply because of the video you just watched. Okay? What we're going to do tomorrow is, let's take this information and see if we can do even stick figures. Draw the perfect person that we think that a teenager should be. All right? Now, of course, if you've got any questions, write them down. I want to talk about them tomorrow in class. If you've got any concerns, write them down. We'll talk about them in class tomorrow. And more importantly, if you have any ideas, mark them down too, because we want to be able to get your opinion and your idea both on paper or on video or any way you decide that you're going to portray it. Okay? So have that all done. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And don't forget, Mom and Dad, you got to do it too. Talk to you later.